Hello, Seisu. I mean, you can hear me all right. You'll probably say, hear what? That, right? Welcome, welcome. And I just want to say thank you to Jeff D, Dan Vernig, and Devin Douglas for the follows on Facebook. Looks like we had a couple people from Facebook just drop us a follow, so thank you very much. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to join us in the chat today. Be sure we can see Facebook. Hope so. Yeah, they've typed before. Anyway, I'm glad we got the sound checks working. You can hear the video or the music all right, not the video. You can hear the music all right, right? I do. Appreciate you, my friend, as always. And thank you for your help so far on the FAQ updates. We got to really try to get everyone involved that wants to have a hand in it, because I don't want to do many changes and people be like, I'm not happy with it. You know what I mean? But we've got some time to get it right. Roger. All right, I'll be right back, everyone. I'm going to go get my water and stuff, and we'll get started here momentarily. Howdy, howdy, howdy. What's up, Asmodeus? Is everything okay, bud? Cool. You had that question mark, so I just want to make sure. Can everybody hear me? Is everyone ready? Okay. Oof. The other lever! I honestly almost hit end stream on accident. Welcome, Damn Fam, to the Damn Challenge stream. My name is Mac. I am the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. Dungeon Alchemist is what you see in front of you. An AI-powered map-making utility available on Steam, but today we're showcasing a series of maps that were handmade, part of an ongoing contest we host every other week here on Twitch and our various stream platforms. So right now we're live on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Trovo, Kick, Steam. So raise of hands, let me know where you're from, and let's get some representation in here. Let's see where you're from and what you're doing. I'm gonna refresh the stream chat to make sure we're getting all the different feeds that we can, and I'm looking at Steam, trying to see the stream over there. But today's stream is a showcase of maps in an ongoing map-making contest we call the Damn Challenge. When you save a map in Dungeon Alchemist, it's saved as a .dam file. That's our proprietary map format. Stands for Dungeon Alchemist Map. The maps today were part of a themed contest. We chose the theme Attraction. Well, I chose it. And I encouraged everyone to use that theme as inspiration and make a map of any shape or size. It was such an open-ended theme. We had a lot of different people enter and have a lot of different takes on it. It was very cool. So the winner of the Damn Challenge Attraction is actually this map that you see here. It was provided by Watchtower and Simona Gal. So Simone, did you make this one or did Watchtower? Or did you both? Oh, wait, I'm confused. The chat's confusing now. I'm lost. But either way, congratulations to Watchtower. And this is an amazing, amazing build. One moment here. I'm going to refresh the Steam feed and see if I can get the stream up. There it is. There it is. Okay, I got the stream. That's the Steam feed. I can see it clear as day. We're good to go. Means I can follow the chat there. You're you again? Well, congratulations to you, my friend. Thank you so much for making this amazing map. And I do appreciate you sharing it. It is brilliant. I really enjoyed taking a look at it. And honestly, I'm excited to share it with the stream. So, I mean, since you're the creator of the map, do you want to tell us a little bit of background while I pull up the description to start reading? So, tell us your inspiration for this and how long it took you to make. How about that? Spire of the Jinn's Bazaar is an enchanted place in the domain of the Jinn of the Fatal Mirage. It serves as a place for travelers and merchants alike to trade with people of all nations, as well as the elemental being of the desert. Interesting. That is very cool. Honestly, yeah, it kind of has that vibe. Like it's just spiring up and up and up and up. Tower of Babel feel for sure. I'm sure it took some time to get this spiraling just right, because you did this all by hand, which, just so if anyone's not aware, like these kind of circular kind of edges here, this is a lot of straight edges that have been just turned just right to look kind of like a round edge at an angle. At the bottom here, there is a round structure, like a round wall. Well, it's impressive to say the least. I'm excited to take a tour in first person through it for everyone. He just said about 30 just above you their display name. So, let's take a closer look here with some different angles from... Am I getting like a dip in the audio randomly? Is that just me? It could just be my headset. I'm gonna turn it off. Turn it back on. One moment. Is the music randomly cutting out for anyone else, or is that just me? Okay, it's probably just my headset then. Sometimes it just gets interference from like Wi-Fi or cordless phones and stuff. Yeah, see, I have the music kind of low for the stream, but for me it's actually a little bit louder. But that also helps me talk at the right volume. It kind of helps me self-regulate. When you're wearing headphones, it's hard to like get your volume just right. You know what I mean? Anyway, moving on from the woes of being a streamer. This is the winner, Denari. So it was made by Watchtower. Okay, let me get the link for this. Okay, if anyone is interested in this lovely map, I'm gonna drop the link here in the various streams. Go ahead and drop it over here in Steam. If anyone's interested, they can check it out. Any chance you could drop that on YouTube over there, Asmodeus, my man? Or Seisu, whoever gets there first. Alright, so in looking at this map, our friend Watchtower tells us it's kind of loosely inspired by the Tower of Babel story, which, if you're not familiar, it's I believe, it's a Bible story where all of humanity were attempting to build ancient humanity were attempting to build a tower to heaven, and as sort of a curse, I guess you could say, punishment, humanity was then given the curse of language. So at that point, all diversity in language, according to the story. So, in this case, you have a Jinn's palace that is a market, grand bazaar. Usually a Jinn's palace is in an extra dimensional space. Is that kind of what this is here, would you say? So you mean like kind of right here-ish, and then just kind of bounce up all the way? Well, let's look here. Got like little shops and knickknacks and storage, probably just little street vendors, or is these like Assuming these are just people's like homes, maybe. Ooh. Yeah, the purple does. I wasn't sure if it was just nighttime or, you know. But yeah, it does kind of feel like we're in an like an extra dimensional space. So my understanding of jinns is they reside, their palaces are usually in like a pocket dimension, or, you know, even if they're still like, you know, I'm not even in a like, you know, their own bottle or, you know, whatever their tether is. If they're still like, you know, a very powerful jinn, they could even have like a pocket dimension where they have their palace, and it's usually very like elaborate and high class, and they like to show off their wealth. Oh my gosh. Get away from me. Get away, Eliza. Hello, Lore Keep. How you doing? Patient. Does the video quality keep changing? Could be Twitch at the moment. That, or, you know, when I'm moving around in first person, there might be a little bit of tearing. I'm not streaming at like 10,000 bitrate. It's 5,000 because I need to be able to stream across 7-8 platforms simultaneously, and not all of them have standardized high quality bitrate. Like, for instance, Twitter and Steam really only recommend 2,500 kilobits per second, whereas like Twitch, you can do 6,000, and Facebook, you can do 8,000. YouTube, you can do like 8,000. Anyway, higher quality bitrate means more consistent feed. But yeah, if I'll try to look around less quickly and be slow. I'm so used to like first-person shooters. Email, how you doing? You know the Mac you were talking to in chat earlier in Discord? I'm assuming you're the same email. That is me. That is I. 'Tis I. I kind of assume. Hey, look, leaks. Look at all these leaks. I may be wrong here, but I may be right. And I'm I'm hoping I'm right. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Nice of you to pop in. Check it all out. Let's go check out that lower level before we get up top. This is impressive. This was my favorite part. The chapel. The temple. That's me. So for a time, Zach, I had a group of people, my followers on my stream, we would call ourselves The Shining. Because there was a joke about how my lights would reflect into the camera and blind everyone. And then, you know, we just kind of like went along with that. And there's images of me like superimposed over that like here's Johnny image kind of meme thing. You know what I mean? Hey, very nice, like round and diagonal angles. Yeah, if I tip my head down, I have the power to blind you. Yeah, I see that, but it's kind of nice. It's neat. It's like they're, you know, maybe tend to the the temple or worshippers or whatever. Adds a little bit of life. What do we got here? I'm gonna just look this way for a minute. With the tarts. Cool. So, raise of hands, who is excited for the Magic update? Let's get some get some weight on this here. Dungeon Master Chef, you just got Foundry installed? Well, that's awesome. How you liking it so far? There is probably a lot of videos to watch. You know what? I feel like the mods are actually not trying to get you guys teasers. They fight against you. They're not of the people. Dag's like, no, I don't care. And Seisu's like, I could care less. They want to sway the vote to get no teasers. I feel like, you know, I kind of want to shine a light on this. I'm just kidding. You've been delaying sessions just a little, Matt. No! Don't do that. No, Dag didn't build this map. No. Nor did he build Dungeon Alchemist. Either or. No. This map is made by Watchtower, who is in chat right now. All the maps we showcased today on stream were made by community members. Various maps that were entered into the attraction-themed Dam Challenge. So we host a map-making contest every 2 weeks called the Dam Challenge. When you save a map in Dungeon Alchemist, it's saved as a .dam file extension. That's our proprietary file format. It stands for Dungeon Alchemist Map. And so we lean into that a little bit, have fun with it. Dam Challenge, Dam Stream. Anyway, so Dam Challenge, every 2 weeks we host a challenge. Speaking of which, we need to pick a theme for the next challenge, fam. So that is the only swear word you're allowed to say, email. Damn. Right? And you can say it all the time. But just DAM. Welcome to the Dam. I'm your Dam tour guide. Do you have any Dam questions? That is a good question for Watchtower. No deity in particular. I mean, this could pass for a lot of different deities. Okay, so aquatic is an interesting theme. I kind of want to wait until after the update because then people can submerge buildings and do more aquatic than normal. So if it were me in that situation, I would wait for aquatic. I mean, this could be a Temple of Saloon. It honestly could be a temple of any number of deities. Really, could fill this. Patience is a good one. Challenge is a challenge. Interesting. Keeping it simple. Let's talk about a theme. Really quickly, I'm going to zoom out and get in top down here. And I'm going to look at this map while I pull up a teaser. Going to get a teaser. This was shared across our social networks and whatnot a few days ago. Well, a couple days ago, I should say. Yesterday, for one, day before. I'm going to be pretty much posting every day until we launch. So just take that with a grain of salt. Whatever that means. Show you this bad boy. One moment. I just realized the music is not going to make this easy. Underdark would be interesting. Okay, I just muted the music, so we don't have that playing anymore. Let's just start this over. Probably not a good idea to use a copyrighted entity as our. I do, Chow. I do. I am in an advanced build. I've been unleashed to build to make teaser content. I just realized you might not have been able to hear that at all. Hold on one second. I'm gonna replay it, but from another aspect. Here, give me one second, okay? Hmm. Okay, this should work. This should get sound for what we're trying to play. I'll replay it. We'll leave it on repeat for a little bit, okay? Alex. Hmm. Are you getting audio for this video? Huh. Interesting. That's weird. I don't know why it's not grabbing it. Oh, let me try something. I know. I know. Mac knows. He's gonna fix it right now. Hmm. This is really frustrating. I don't know why it's not playing the audio through. Hmm. Something with my capture card isn't working. Just give me one second. I want to fix this. We are gonna fix this, and then we'll be right back on track. Sound good? Pain. Hmm. Right again. Yeah, my sound is just not. I can hear it, but it's not transmitting. Bummed. A little bit of both. Okay. I think I have an idea how to fix this. What I'm gonna do, I have another computer that I can, lay it on, and you can hear the desktop audio from this one. So I'm gonna try that really quick. I just need to add a source. Capture. Okay. Should be able to see Discord, if I'm not mistaken. In the Magic update, we're adding the long-awaited autosave feature. Tell me you could hear that. That's all I need to know, really. We're excited to unveil this amazing new feature that will be available in the long-awaited Magic update. I really hope so. For the first time ever, you can try everything. I don't know what's going on. Create intricate, abandoned temples, overtaken by nature, or even flooded villages waiting for a party's rescue. The Magic update is coming soon, so please stay tuned for more information and teasers. Seems like the audio from my capture card is not passing through. I may need to restart it later, and I'll just have to unplug it and re-plug it in. I can't really do that right now. It crashed the stream, so don't want to do that. For the first time ever, you can generate structures underwater. Create intricate, abandoned temples, overtaken by nature, or even flooded villages waiting for a party's rescue. The Magic update. I mean, you can do harbors right now, Emil, using there's all sorts of stuff that'll work for docks. There's scaffolding and stuff like that. Existing woodworks. There's hundreds of examples of maps on the Steam Workshop that are water-based, islands, sea-based, docks, piers, stuff like that. Very possible. That being said, we do have 2 updates planned later that will focus more on water stuff. Let's try another teaser really quick. Oh, we've got this pulled up. Say goodbye to lost progress. Set your save intervals to 5. We're gonna start this over. In the Magic update, we're adding the long-awaited autosave feature. Say goodbye to lost progress. Set your save intervals to 5, 15, 30, or 60 minutes, and keep your hard work safe. Name and save your map once, and let autosave secure your damn file with a duplicate right next to the original. The Magic update is coming soon, so stay tuned for more information. Okay, so I actually want to point out that there has already been a change for that that's been implemented. They already made an update to that added a 1-minute increment, because I said that a lot of work can get lost in a minute of time. So I kind of played community advocate there and got us a little extra. So there's 1 more increment. So it goes 1, 5, 15, 30, and 60. Yeah, so let's talk again quickly about an option for a theme while we take a closer look at this map again, because I got a little sidetracked. Go up here to the top port. Turn off collisions. Before I did that, I made a mistake. Boom, look at that. That is fancy. This gen is classy. No weekly autosave. No, the riskiest autosave you can do is 1 hour. Sorry. I'm glad you got the joke there, Emil. In there. Oh, there's a golden sausage hiding out in there. There's no risk. Are you kidding me? This is classy, though. I like it. It's fancy. This also could pass for Elfin. This definitely has that, Lord of the Rings Elfin aesthetic at the moment. What do y'all think of that? Kind of feels like I'm in the Feywild. In my mind, I've always kind of visualized... Uh-oh, I'm trapped. Max... Oh, I got out. Never mind. I'm free. I've always visualized the Feywild as like kind of like a purplish skylight. I've never like visualized it as green. But it's just a, it's kind of how I've seen it in my mind's eye, really. Oh goodness. Just a little mad, right? You also lost your name, right? And a bit of your memories. What's your Hey, Paladin Lord, how you doing, my friend? Alrighty. Let us move on to the next map. Congrats again, Watchtower. Very beautiful map, my friend. Well done. Thank you for putting so much time and effort into this beautiful build. I encourage you all to check it out. We shared the link earlier, but I will share it again really quickly. Since chat hasn't really moved much on YouTube, probably don't drop it again there. I don't want you to get like yourself muted there. um, but yeah, congrats, Watchtower. I'll make sure to ping you between now and probably Monday afternoon with your $10 Hero Forge gift card. By the way, if you win the damn challenge, the winner gets a $10 Hero Forge gift card. So he will get that Hero Forge gift card to get himself a free token or two, depending on sales that they have going on. And the tokens can import right to Dungeon Alchemist. So you can make a token on Hero Forge, import it to DA, and get that token courtesy of the damn challenge. Right? Right? $10 ruse. You are big money right now. I would just like to say, everyone, back up. Okay? Give Watchtower some room. Okay, let him breathe. And he is already taken. Simone Gal calls those $10. All right. So, again, congratulations. Thank you so much for sharing this very beautiful map. I appreciate all the hard work and effort you put into it. We don't have much time, though, so we got to look at some more maps. Let's keep talking themes. So, I missed a couple of them earlier, but I do think there was a couple themes that kind of stood out. If y'all want to share what you think were your favorites so far. Oasis, interesting. Oasis could be a good one. This map was my runner-up pick. Horde is a good one. Okay. Horde is very open-ended, too. It could be a lot of different things. So this one is a mine roller coaster straight out of Thunder Mountain. I'm surprised they didn't use the mine carts, but they're kind of big compared to those, so. This one's very cool. And essentially, it's just interconnecting the various rail cart pieces that snap together and kind of interjecting it with parts that look like they're going into caves. And then they come out at various points, so it's like there's an underground system. Here we got a waterfall, a skull mouth, which could be very fun. Honestly, I think, this is just like maybe a sister park to Soggyland or just a single attraction. But yeah, I definitely has some Soggyland feel to it. But I mean, this is definitely unique in its own way, and it's very cool, don't you think? Yeah, this is a very good one. It's very clever. Very clever indeed. But you're no ghost. Honestly, I really appreciated this build. I thought it was very fun. Kind of gave me a nostalgic feel for Disneyland a little bit. Thunder Mountain's one of my favorite rides. That and the Indiana Jones ride could both be, derived from this a little bit. But I definitely enjoyed this map a lot. We're gonna take a closer look at it in the various aspects and take a walk around. I think this right here is very cool. Would you ride this roller coaster? You can't ride on it. Unfortunately. I'm really excited because we hit a little milestone the other day. While we were offline, we hit 2,400 followers here on Twitch. So, Twitch followers, thank you so much. Twitch supporters, take your hand, pat yourself on the back, give yourself some thanks for following and supporting our community here. Oh, we just got another. We just got a new one. Email, dropping hot. Thank you, Email, for that follow. Much appreciated, my friend. And welcome to our community. Do you have any questions while you're here about Dungeon Alchemist? I mean, this is a great way to learn about it because I can show you things like real time. Essentially give you a demo of what you're interested and curious about. Because that's kind of what we do. If anyone needs support at any time during the streams, I'll stop what I'm doing and answer questions. So, what I'm here for. Oh, hey, while I've got everyone here, I'm going to just shamelessly promote the fact that I am hosting a panel tomorrow, PaizoCon, online. Here's a link. So, PaizoCon hosts an online convention every year now. They did kind of through. Yeah, go ahead. Oh my gosh, Chow. No, you're muted. Mute him. No, I'm just kidding. I know. Go ahead and ask, and I'll give you an answer. We'll see. So, basically, that event there leads to our Discord, to our, where you can RSVP to this event. But during PaizoCon Online, I have a slot for an hour to do a small kind of map making and Dungeon Alchemist demonstration. I know many of you here know Dungeon Alchemist top to bottom. It's mainly meant to showcase it to people who have never seen it before. But I would appreciate any of you who can drop by and show support. We got a random time slot. It's not really the best. It's 8 to 9 p.m. in my time zone, which means it's near midnight in Eastern time. And, if you're across the pond, it's pretty early for you, or late, depending on your style. But I know that it's going to be fun regardless. Paizo is a big, cool entity, and we're excited to, work with them in this way and start building a relationship with them. Did I lie it? No, I didn't. Unfortunately, they didn't come to Vegas. They went to San Francisco. And part of the problem is... So my wife is incredibly immunocompromised, and between that and her medical stuff, her doctor kind of tells her when she can get like the latest vaccines and stuff. So she's always like 6 months behind, a year behind on vaccines, and between that kind of gap and like all the risk around her various things, we try to prevent any excess contact and stuff. So I avoid like conventions for the most part, and or meetups in public or at restaurants or things like that. I live kind of an isolated home life for the most part, but I'm very much online when I showcase our community. That being said, it was kind of me that we didn't meet up, and kind of like we didn't really plan anything because they were going to be so busy working and doing stuff. They had a panel when they were in town. So, and then they were also networking and trying to recruit new devs and new artists to the team because it's a great place to meet up with people. So Oh, I get that entirely, Denari. So, I essentially do. No, they're not in America. They're based in Belgium. I'm actually the only American employee. As the community manager, I'm the only employee based in America. So I'm based in Vegas, but our team is mostly remote. There's a few of us. There's myself, obviously, and then there's I think we have a team member joining us from South America soon. We have a couple in Belgium. Our founders are based in Belgium, and then I think we have one in Australia, possibly. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, we have a bunch of people all over the world. It's a fully remote company. Denmark, nice, nice. But yeah, they're Briganti, our parent company, the publishing company, which is still our company, is and Briganti Dungeon Alchemist is based in Belgium. So I guess technically I'm not an employee, you know? I'm a independent contractor. But yeah, yeah, I am. I'm a Mac. I'm me. Hire a Mac. I don't know if I could get away with that one. Apple might come after me. Oh man, those commercials. Talk about really good branding, right? But it only made me want a PC more. Yes, we do. You're only hireable for crisps. I don't know if that's like legal tender, but I mean, I'm sure if we get that in writing. I'm just kidding, Zach. Honestly, I wish we were hiring. Be cool. Like, I know we're looking for artists, a couple of artists to help with like make assets, maybe one or two, and they were looking for a developer, a new like senior developer to add to the team. So we had a senior developer join our team like a few months ago. After 2, 3 years of looking, we found one. His name was Pieter. Pieter loved Dungeon Alchemist, loved the team, vibed with us all, but he does not like working from home. Couldn't do it, so he went back to his office job, and we ended up hiring another senior developer to replace him. And honestly, like I'm kind of excited because this new guy has been really helpful in that his skill set, from what I understand and have been told, is really, really close to Carl's. And Carl, our lead developer, as many of you know, is like a maybe a warlock, possibly. I know he's a wizard for sure, but I also feel like he has a pact with like some kind of evil entity to figure out the things he does because he works some serious magic on the development end of Dungeon Alchemist. A lot of times, we'll be hitting a wall with things that won't be able to be done, and he fixes the problem. Like, quickly, too. I'll hit him up with an idea, and he's like, I don't know if that's possible. And then he'll come back 24 hours later, and, yeah. Oh, I got it working. Test it out. Right? Let's do a couple huzzahs for Carl really quick, right? It's more like Carol, Karel. But still, honestly, Carl is awesome. He's an amazing, amazingly smart developer, and he's a great boss. I really enjoy working for him. He listens to my feedback, which I gather from you, the community, and share with him constantly. So, I mean, if you're interested in letting me know some things that you're not happy with in Dungeon Alchemist, obviously it's not an immediate result, but we try to share that, I try to pass that feedback on to them. So what? For Carl? Oh, I is that from that rotoscoped YouTube cartoon? For some reason I feel like that is. It's like a funny take on like an art. Oh man, really? Okay, never mind. There's like this funny YouTube cartoon where it's like a rotoscoped cartoon that looks really garbage trashy on purpose. And it's basically about a guy like leveling up in a dungeon, but all his decisions, no matter what he does, end up being like awful in the first town he goes to. And it's really funny, but I can't remember the name of it. I'm trying to remember. When I do, I'll probably share it. Anyway, this map is brilliant. Really enjoying it. Honestly, I'm trying to think of an option for the dam challenge. So we've got a few suggestions. Horde is interesting because it could be used a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? Depending on like, your history with fantasy, it could be an interpretation, around like WoW, for instance. So you could maybe build like a goblin camp or an orc camp or something like that. But Horde could also be a horde of wealth, like a dragon or, like a Scrooge McDuck type or a vault. Horde could be another thing too, food. This is true. I'm thinking expanding upon this. True. Totally true. Gosh, why can't it be one of those tomato things? I mean, if you want to, but the thing about most challenges are open to interpretation. So technically, yeah, probably you could make them all a goblin camp. I would honestly, if someone had a bit and stuck to it like that for a extended amount of time and just made one theme of map every single challenge, that's like almost not in the same map every time, but like follows a very specific genre, that would be hilarious. I would be all for it. They might even win sometime because I enjoy creativity in that regard. It's all about, I mean, map making is a form of art. I mean, as dungeon masters, game masters, you are weaving a story for your players, right? So ultimately, you're looking at Dungeon Alchemist. Many of you are looking at it or own it because you're game masters, right? And ultimately, I think, these tools, you chose a tool like this or are interested in a tool like this because you like the presentation and what it can provide your table. Um, some people will pair this with, expert print quality or maybe a TV tabletop or a projector, or maybe they'll order mats from our partner Kraken War Games. Many of you use a virtual tabletop, such as like Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds. Foundry is usually the heavy hitter in our community. Um, so, with that in mind, I think, each of the tools you pick and you put in your tool belt for your storytelling, your production, are indicative of the, level of quality and also, um, I would say, ultimately your style. Um, I kind of got lost on where I was getting at with this point, but I do think that as GMs, it's nice to have an assortment of tools to tell your stories. You can't just do it with one thing, right? You know, like a carpenter can't make a cabinet with just a hammer, right? I mean, maybe it'd be really hard. Yeah, let me show you. So all our maps actually export in top down like this. So when you export a map, it essentially can be exported for print, for virtual tabletop, for video, etc. So, what does Hoser, your GM, do they use a virtual tabletop software, or do you guys play in person? Like, tell me a little bit about your game. In person, just pen and paper. So either the maps might end up being printed. You guys and gals might end up even doing like a TV tabletop or something where like you put a screen, you know, next to to the table or on it to play. So something like this would be a big, you know, quality jump from a pen and paper game. Now, pen and paper games are awesome. Don't get me wrong. That's how I started playing. That's how I learned how to play D&D. Was with pen and paper. My token was a penny. So, anyway, moving on. These different perspective options you see here, you can export for perspective 3D. Now, watch when I change this. Look at this kind of area here, how it kind of changes. Especially the skull, it'll probably pop the most. So it shifts the camera perspective slightly, and it's less extended and fisheye, so it feels less 3D all of a sudden. And then finally, you can just flatten it entirely and go full on top down. You have all three of those options in pretty much every export. So in your table's case, maybe an image only export, or if you end up doing like a TV tabletop, video export might be a good idea because you could do a looped 30-second video, so it'll loop like the water effects, the trees swaying, the lights, the, you know, stuff like that. Hey, Tux Paint, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Let's see here. You can also enable the grid in this software. So if you're playing in person for print or with a TV tabletop, this is really nice because the grid's present to a degree and makes it easier to navigate the space and understand the movement across it. If you're exporting for like virtual tabletop software like Foundry, Roll20, I highly encourage disabling the grid. If you have the grid present when you export and try to overlay the two, becomes an excess headache where you don't need to deal with. Just set your virtual tabletop settings to 5-foot grid intervals, and it'll match up to the maps lineup really clean. We do offer a hex grid on our export. If you go to the grid here, you can select hex. You can even set the size of the hex. You can kind of customize it to a degree. That's I wish we offered that for the square grid, but not we don't offer it for the square grid for some reason. So the bigger the map is, the 3D perspective can get a little wonky because the camera takes a picture at the center, right? And the further you're from the center, it's slightly skewed like a fisheye. And as a result of which, sometimes the walls don't necessarily line up perfectly with the lines on the grid, but it's still easy to tell where everything is. If you want it to not have that problem, just do it a flattened top down. You can get rid of that issue right away. Anyway, you can also change the color of the grid through all of these ones. So let's say you want blue or red or gray or white. That's available. You can export here. Honestly, I mean, and then you never know how big of a map you're going to want until Dungeon Alchemist is in the fray, because there are some crazy maps available. One thing I really like to do is go on our workshop repository so you can browse maps or assets directly from within Dungeon Alchemist, and it links right up to our Steam Workshop section on Steam. And here are all the maps in our community. You can see them by most popular in the last month. You can sort by most recent, for instance, which I like to do. And I love to see all the cool new maps being shared. You can check them out. You can open them here and hit subscribe and download and add them to your collection. Or you can just like it, give some support, favorite it, so it's added to your collection without downloading it, so it's still just favorited. Yeah, it's all rolled up. Go, let me get it really quick. I literally rolled it up yesterday. Hey, Bryn, thank you for the or for the like. Much appreciated. I'm sad. I gotta unroll this. It's a big map. 1 second. Let me move this chair. And then I'm gonna set this to a scene that makes this. I mean, I got a really powerful computer, my friend. Let's see. This is a map mat that Sack in our audience made, one of our community members. And then I ordered it and had it shipped to me here. This thing is absolutely massive, but it's on neoprene. And you can actually make maps and order them directly from our partner Kraken Wargames directly within Dungeon Alchemist. So there's two ways to get your maps printed. You can either, well, several ways. So there's two options within DA for printed maps. You have essentially what is, set a map to a paper size and then print it to that paper size so the map is stuck to that size. The other option is, move this. Okay, so the other option is, here, let me look through these and show you. Really easy to explain. So if you go to new map in Dungeon Alchemist, you see these here? Digital, print yourself, print for delivery. So if you do print for yourself, we have a bunch of paper sizes. You can select one or even do custom. And then you can choose the layout, whether it's vertical or horizontal. And so we have most popular sizes. So there's American Legal, American Letter, American Poster. You can do Arch, International, Standard, A1, A2, A3, etc. Those are fixed map sizes. They cannot be increased past that size. So that's great if you want to use a home printer. Keep in mind, though, you can always take and do a digital map. The size can keep going and going, and then you could take it to like a local printer and do them in a few poster cuts. You know what I mean? Something like that, or a single big print. That's another option. Alternatively, print for delivery. If you go in here, you can set... Print for delivery is not loading. Interesting. I gotta send that to our team. One moment. Let me just share that. This is important to make sure the dev team. Okay. Anyway, so it shows a bunch of map sizes typically, and then you can set your biome and then order print for delivery. This might be a temporary hiccup. Maybe Kraken's doing something on their website right now and it's just not working. Could be my internet, could be any number of things. I sent out a message to our devs, though, to let them know so they can look into it just in case. But ultimately, you pick your biome. So you have Badlands, Caves, Desert, Forest, Grasslands, Jungle, Skeletal Plain, Snow, and we're adding 2 new biomes in the next update, Fey, Plain, and Green Screen. Yeah, it's probably Kraken is an issue, but most likely there's just a temporary hiccup. I've seen that before, and then like a little bit later it was fine. So, interesting. It's definitely having a problem. Oh, get Kraken on that. You get me too much. Yep, so it's essentially a chroma key green screen backdrop where there's no shadow from the buildings and stuff, so it's really easy to essentially clip the background out and just make like stamps or, tiles of those buildings. Or alternatively, you could substitute the backdrop so you could have like a building that teleports, or maybe like a ship or something flying through space and then over water and in the clouds, things like that. Essentially, because it's, I mean, my backdrop, this is a green screen behind me. You see this kind of going green? There's a green screen. That's the same concept. Imagine, if you will, substituting the background with something else on top of it. That is something you'll be able to do, not directly within DA, but the exported map will have that green screen. So you can either put it in like Photoshop and edit out the green really quickly, and now you have blank PNG where it's just a stamp of that building or whatever you made. Or alternatively, yeah, put it in lava or in water or whatever. Oh my gosh, email. I'm just kind of explaining the concept because some people, despite how like prevalent green screen technology is in our lives, don't really understand it all that well. Let me get that music back on. I just realized how quiet it was in my ears. Okay, we've got the music back on. Let's get back in to showing off some maps. So I think what I'll do is we'll do Horde as our choice, but I'm gonna spell it funny, and it'll be like both. So, anyway. Man, I miss that movie. I need to watch it. Haven't watched it in a little bit. One of my favorites. Yeah, something like that. Basically, email. You kind of getting the idea. Random Ladybird, are you still here? I know you were here earlier. Don't know if you still are. I absolutely adored this map. I love how you pack such a punch in a small space. And it's a great use of the workshop assets mixed with your just really creativity. It's beautiful, right? So we got some sharks, we've got a beautiful reef, and a reef growing on this sunken ship, which is brilliant. And it's filled with life. You know, we've got an octopus hoarding some treasure, some fish. Yeah, it's amazing. It's a pretty map. You want to go for a swim and punch a shark? That's not advisable, but I mean, if you want to, more power to you. I mean, at this point, this is really just a sunken, you know, item put underwater. So objects can definitely be put underwater. And so it gives a good scenic, you know, whatever. I like it. As an attraction, this looks like a great place to go diving or like maybe potentially scope out treasure. Ooh, I see. I can't breathe. Let's get out of the water. There. Oh. Okay, we're... Ah! This shark's scary. Name's Bruce. Oh my goodness, he's got jewelry on. Clever. Why not Zoidberg? Zoidberg, homeowner. Okay, we're gonna... Oh no, I jumped right into his mouth. I was gonna platform onto the boat. There, I made it. Look at, there's Nemo. Hey, full bread box, how are you? I had to read your name a couple times to make sure I wasn't reading it incorrectly. Welcome, welcome. The Dune references in that movie are pretty funny. Or in that episode of Futurama, not movie. You're making a ton of monsters? Well, that's awesome. Are you just like homebrewing up stat blocks? Are you drawing or are you 3D modeling them? What are you doing? I'm gonna punch the shark. You guys ready? Actually, no. Let me jump the shark to show you the quality of stream we have. No puns or jokes here. Yep. Kind of jumped it. Oh, there's a crab. Look at that guy. Homebrewing stat blocks. Interesting. Very cool. Well, welcome to the stream. My name is Mac. I'm the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. Dungeon Alchemist is the software you see in front of you. It's a map-making tool for building very intricate and immersive maps for your tabletop campaigns. They're actually my friends. How do you... I mean, I'm Aquaman, so... I really love, like, adding a green or a blue filter, like a teal filter to the... because it really makes the water just pop. Who's the tough guy now, Vinny? I mean, about as close as you can get to him without getting your eyes wet. Basically, once we hit the collider for the crab, it shunts off of it. So all the 3D objects have collider feedback for them. Basically invisible surfaces that tell Dungeon Alchemist how big of a space it takes up. Right? Someone got that reference. Glad I can sneak at least one old Greg reference into every stream. Can get a little bit closer to the shark. Let's take a look at his teethies. Look at him. He's a cutie. Just needs the brush. By the way, tokens will have an updated feedback option in the menu that will allow them to not rotate and spin when you move them anymore. So they won't have that weird pivot thing anymore. Shark veneers. Honestly, this octopus is a baller. That looks really cool. I like it. So, how would you use this map in your campaign, and how would you torture your players with it? Shiny could be for literally two different things. It's Firefly, most likely, but it also could be a Hellboy reference. Possibly even like a Pirates of the Caribbean reference. Shiny, let's be bad guys. That ship is a mimic. So it's an ecosystem. They're just keeping it like clean, and it's waiting for bigger prey. Holds the Flameheart's sword. That's cool. What would you call a ship mimic? Gotta come up with a good name that rolls off the tongue. A shimmick? It sounds more like a shim mimic. Deathlock. It's not, you can see the lines on it a little bit harder, but I'm sorry for butchering your map. I'm just playing with it. Just playing with all the color, because I really enjoy it. Oh my goodness. That's a pretty one. Hello. For sure. Got a little celebrity visit. Hi, Booberdoodle. Where's my oral? You have a good bath? Good bath? A biting bark. He's a good boy. He's cold. He's just shivering. He's a shivering. Say hi to everyone. He's like tiny right now because he's so wet. He's a good boy. You want to say hi? Can you bark? Can you say Ruru? No? Not when you're being held? Ever when you're... Right? He needs a blow dry, right, Mom? He needs a little brushing too. He likes to brushing. He likes to brush. Yeah, he hates the blow dry. That's why we use like a heat pad, a rice bag. This thing is filled with rice. You heat it up in the microwave and then put it on him, and it's like keeps him toasty.
Save.
You will give me a treat. Do it. Do it now. Anyway, sorry for the distraction, everyone. Seymour's a bit of a celebrity on the stream. He pops in once in a while, says hi. Usually after his bath or just randomly when he wants to get attention. Again, thank you for this map, Random Ladybird. Really beautiful. Really enjoyed it. How long do you think it took you to make? You said some of the underwater aspects were a pain. A full bread box. Thank you for that follow, by the way. Much appreciated. Welcome to the Dam fam, as I like to call it. I don't know. We might be leaning into Dam Nation soon, but we'll see. You did it longer than the 2 weeks for the challenge? Kidding. You just pulled a map out of your collection to use for it that you were working on. Fair enough. That's actually really smart. I think Damnation is kind of a funny play on words because it's like got a lot of meanings to it. So you have Dam Nation. So a nation of, you know, of people in our group that make maps, the Dam fam. And then you have Damnation, which is like, you know, kind of a funny thing because our little mascot for our load screen is Hendrik the Imp, who's kind of like a little demon looking dude. Yeah, we did one a couple weeks ago actually that was a 1 hour or less. We've also done another one that was 10 by 10 or less. So we've done a few challenges that kind of have very tight, like tighter focuses. But for the most part, the theme is usually open ended to give people creativity in what they make. What I was getting at earlier is like, I mean, it's an art form to make maps, and art is a form of expression, and it can be interpreted differently. So every one of the maps you make, I'm sure, you know, ultimately what you're trying to accomplish with this tool will be something that your players will enjoy and love, and regardless of whether or not it's with Dungeon Alchemist, because you as GMs put a lot of effort and love into it. 2 challenges ago, so about a month ago. Let's open up another map. This one was pretty cute. Denari, is this one yours? I'm pretty sure it was, right? Why am I feeling like it is? Yes, it is. So your Steam name doesn't match, and so it's a little trippy there. So here we have a butterfly garden. Isn't there like a technical term for a butterfly garden? Ah, gotcha. Well, either way, this is so pretty. Very scenic. You got butterflies all over the place hanging out. Ooh. So this has a personal kind of touch to it because you know, it's from your own personal memories. It's interesting. So it's just like a nice little scenic spot for who knows what this could be used for. I mean, you could use this in a lot of different ways. Like, you know, you have to go to this place to interact with someone, or maybe there is a very rare like herb or flower in this garden that you need. I could totally see this being used as like a place you have to interact with someone who is of importance or maybe runs this place and they're like sending you on a quest chain. I mean, make a use for it. The players are going to this butterfly garden whether they like it or not. What would you put in here? Full bread box. Ooh, I like the little touches like this. Needs a Seymour? Just taking a nap? Let's put a Seymour in here. Why not? Disable collisions. Trying to put them on a rock, but there's like a lighter I can't see here, so I'm gonna manually. He's watching the flutter buys. So for those wondering what I just did, I disabled collisions here in the object panel. When you're placing objects or moving them, whatever, you can disable collisions, which when they're disabled, you can move objects up and down, you can merge them together, and you can change their size much more freely. So we could make, you know, see more of the big shaggy dog, or make him a tiny little pupper there, but let's just make him normal size. Anyway, so we got a Seymour. Let's put a kitty in here taking a nap. Need a little cat. This is a chunky. No, the collider, I lost it. He's a cutie. He's just loafing. It's just a bunch of fur. It's more like kind of a chibi style. It's more like a minimalist style art. It's mostly just all fluff, I'll tell you that much. Okay. In fact, if he ever is not shy enough to come in here, I'll show you. He's just a mountain of fluff. So what's all this fun stuff here? See, there's his little paws tucked in. He's just loafing up. There's his ears. He has this nice, like, cool pattern on his head that looks like an M. Kind of like the Majin M from Dragon Ball. There's his little nose and his whiskers and stuff. He's just napping. A gift shop? Oh, smart. Clever. Very cool. I like it. Ooh. Hey, see you, Watchtower. Thank you. We'll talk later, okay? Quick question, Denari. How long do you think it took you to make this? Check out these flagstones. This is the mouse point of view. Better not let that dog see me. Oh, hitting something. Very cool. Beautiful map. Thank you for oh, excuse me, hiccups. Excuse me. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you. Honestly, in top down, they look good. No one's gonna know in top down. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that's really what you're going to be exporting in most cases. I do like to walk through my maps like in first person and with the cinematic camera to kind of make sure everything makes sense at all angles. But that's more of a personal preference than anything. I mean, these flagstones aren't that high, but they do seem kind of a bit of a tripping hazard. Oh yeah, it's brilliant in top down. I would not even like worry at all. I wouldn't stress over the flagstones. It looks good. Trust me. Which tree would you want to move? Of course. You can either move the tree, you can shrink a tree, or you can just delete it. And I can undo what I just did too. Pretty much. Say you wanted to remove this center one here. Grab it at like an angle. Move it to the side. Yeah, to do gravel, you'd probably have to make an abstract that looks like it. You know what I mean? You could probably also do a light brushing with like one of the terrain paints, but this looks like you have a dirt stamped earth dirt as the floor instead of an external, right? So that's not an external terrain, that's an internal stamped earth floor. Yeah, pebbles can work too. Yeah, we could use pebbles. An object could work or an abstract to look like it, either or. But yeah, pebbles I've used quite a bit in the past. These look great, and you could just kind of basically just hold shift while you're clicking, and then you got your gravel. You know what I mean? So another thing too, the object brush is getting some updates in the next in Magic when it releases, and I'm not gonna lie with you, the like changes, the quality of life improvements are gonna be amazing. Not only will there be, so we only have the one brush type, which is just like a scattering, right? So you essentially can do a scattering of whatever's available, right? Oh, a scattering of cactuses, right? You could set the intensity, the density, and the size. That's it, right? In the next update, there'll be 4 brush types total. The stock one that you have now, plus 3 new ones. A circular brush, a line brush, and a formation brush that just puts out like a stamping as like dot 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 dot. Honestly, it's a fantastic build. It's beautiful. Honestly, I honestly only just noticed the coins in the fountain. How did I not see that before? Brilliant! Unfortunately, you can't remove just the tops of the trees yet. That is a brilliant suggestion, though. I do think at one point we will offer, like, you know, like a layered export where you could be just below the tree canopy and just above it for an export. Or maybe they would slice it in half and allow you to see below it. There are talks of doing that in the future. How we'll address it or when, I don't know. Right? Any rogue in the party, they're going to end up wet. The thing is okay, the challenge is you have to steal the coins without getting wet. Otherwise, you're cursed. It's actually a gelatinous cube or a water elemental. Gold is not magnetic, Denari, I'm sorry. Well, I like to think a fountain could also, in a magical world, could have, like, something placed over it, especially if the money is meant for donations for something. Like, even at, like a church, they'd be like, hey, they could put something on it, like a cleric could put a spell on it that would prevent people from stealing it. I don't know. I could imagine something like that. Oh my gosh, using coins for animate objects is my favorite use of animate objects. That or a big, large dining table. I'm on one or the other. That's it. DM, is there a large dining table in the room? Okay, I choose to animate that large dining table. Or, if there are coins in my pocket, I usually will always keep 5 silver coins. No matter what, no matter how broke I am, 5 silver coins. Animate 5 silver coins and send those bad boys out because they're silvered damage, so they could take out, you know, all sorts of stuff. Now you've made cursed air. Yep. Don't breathe it in. I mean, I'm surprised no one suggested, like, use a tool to grab it or something. This, like, one of the most simplest solutions are usually the ones to use, like some, like, tongs or pliers. I know that typically, like, the thieves' tools have, like, a mirror on a pole. You could take the mirror and put it under the coin and just lift it. Cursed tongs! And guess who's touching the tongs? Guess what's your new improvised weapon until this curse is removed? Oh my gosh, okay, wait. That sounds nefarious, Robert, but are they keeping them because they're like raising them after bad things happen? They adopted them probably because they killed their families or found their families, you know, saved these kids from horrible circumstance? You've met my players. See, that could go either way. They could be protecting these orphans and making sure they get a good home, or they could be keeping them for nefarious reasons. All right, let's open up a new map. Either by, you know, killing cults and adopting their children, or saving children from cults. One or the other. There's a high orphan to party ratio. Oh my goodness. I really enjoyed this one. Cartographer's getting insanely detailed with his maps. Circus maps are always fun. So let's take a look at the top down here and get an idea of what this circus is all about. In fact, I'm going to go to overlay. So we've got the main, you know, area here, the big top, right? Looks like you take some sort of dimensional train to get here. Cool. Awesome. There is a maze. Hedge maze, various attractions and places to, you know, buy food and drink and whatnot. Okay, let's take a look at this. Oh my gosh, it's a pub inside the train. That is so cool. I didn't notice this before. I just didn't take a closer look at it. I was more focused on everything else on the map. Pub train. So it looks like the backstage area, kind of green room, you know, for the people who are acting in the show. The various circus entertainers, if you will. They come out from behind and the backstage area and entertain in the center of the big top. I like this. Very, very cool. I mean, if I was the ringleader of a traveling circus that maybe or may not be immortal and steal souls or, you know, whatever, I'd probably have a really nice green room. I don't know. There's a certain aesthetic about a traveling like circuses, like they're campers, you know, they're like caravans, and their tent setups, and like they definitely have a really like nice aesthetic, and it can be it looks probably one of the most comfortable ways to travel on the road like that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I've been in a couple green rooms at various events over the years, and they ranged. Yeah, one was more like it was kind of like a bathroom, and the other one was like massive and had couches and a mini stage because it was at a comedy club, and so the comedians would do like an after party stand up improv sometimes. I don't know. Trust me, I was not performing. I'm not funny enough for that. You all know. As you can see, you have the various vendors. Oh, I mean, in Vegas, comedy clubs are pretty popular, my friend. I also went to I've been in a green room at a tiny little venue at like an old theater converted into like a stage for like traveling, like for bands. And it was, oh my gosh. It was behind the curtain on the back of the stage, and there was enough room for like 3 people to sit on like a bench. Walk around in first person. Really take this map in. Oh, a round bomb with a fuse. Classic. Need a giant suitcase model. Open flat, make it giant. Ooh. This is a nice little tea room. It looks like you maybe get custom hats or something here. That's doable. Ooh, silk vendor. I like that. Spider silk vendor. Love it. Clever. We won't talk about how big the candy canes are. They just are. So it's like just collapsed into a shrunken tiny suitcase, like a bag of holding for the entire place. It's more like a big top of holding, right? And then it turns. I wouldn't. A suitcase seems unfitting for a traveling circus. You need something that's more like their style. I wonder if a Jack in the Box, like, and then you crank it up and then it pops open and then the whole circus comes to life out of it. That'd be cool. Just spitballing. Treasure chest sounds cool. A treasure chest. Let me in. Whoa, fancy back here. The weapon room. Fight to the death. The entire circus is a mimic? I mean, that sounds crazy. I was more thinking like it could just fit into like a compressible space, like a pocket dimension. So like there's a spell or some kind of enchantment over the entire circus, so it can be wrapped up, put into like a little box, like a Jack in the Box or a suitcase, or maybe one of those cool like folding like chests like that stand up vertically that like have the latches on them and you open them and it's got like clothing and drawers and stuff in it, like a I don't even know what they call it, a trunk, I guess. That's very clever. This right here, you can look out at the stars, of course. Whoa. Take it easy, guy. I like how there's lines for the rides. This is the dunking booth, of course. I wanted to show you all this one. You can sit up on the chair. Be ready for being dunked. Being dunked in Idaho'd. Okay. What do we got here? Various games, and oh, this looks like just like a fun place to sit. Maybe do some selfies. Do well. Little snack booth. Probably get your fortune told here, it looks like. Maybe as a jeweler. No, it might be a jeweler. Like they're melting stuff. Yeah, it's a jeweler. Cool. It's an enchanting table so you can make, you know, all your favorite Minecraft pickaxes and armor. Got an art dealer. A book dealer. A spice dealer. Just too easy of a do. So. Potion dealer. Little shrine. Another book. Oh, that's the same book. The same deviled egg. How do I activate the play button on that? Come on. Thought you could tell it to play, but I guess you can't. There's the fortune teller. Found it. I knew we'd find it eventually. Cool. I was like, I know I checked out a fortune teller's booth at some point. Let's see if we can get into the maze. Doo-dah. I'm so excited to see hedge mazes that our community makes in the new update because you'll be able to do so many random shapes. It's going to be crazy, the complexity of hedge mazes going forward. I only brought my credit card. I could be in more debt. Made it. Would be cool if we had that option, huh? For a corn maze. Maybe someday. Oh yeah, Lethris, how was it? Man, I wasn't around back in the beta days, so some of that stuff I just... I never saw, you know? It was like an old school map before the workshop. This is our little encampment here, it looks like. Map's beautiful. Really pretty. Alright, we need to jump out of it, though, and go check out some other ones. Let's hop over to the Fish and Pay. How have you been, Lethris? What you been up to, my friend? Hey, Asmodeus, can you type something on Steam? Or not on Steam, on YouTube, so I can see if it's coming through or not. Just want to confirm it's actually working. Feel free to DM it to me. I'd love to see it, or share it on the workshop. Okay, let me refresh it. I don't know why it just gets gunked up. The feed from YouTube doesn't come through here on the stream chat, like above my head. I feel bad because I don't notice it, and then I just kind of check and remember, oh, there's a problem, you know? This is cool. The Fish and Pay. So it's a local fishing pond where they stock it up with lots of big fish for you to catch, lots of options, and not sure how they have freshwater and saltwater fish, but magic. All you gotta know. Magic. They've got stabling and looks like a bait shop and a weight shop and accommodations, drinks. They've even got corn. Why not? Could use that as bait. Place to camp. Okay, YouTube is now working. Like a whole flurry of messages just came through. What the heck? That was crazy. Should be good now. You know, speaking of Magic Update, let's show another teaser. Why not? Let's show another teaser. Why not? I'm really excited for this new room type. The extra dimensional room will be in our next update. So you'll be able to make cool, like, pocket dimension rooms that maybe your wizard or warlock or mage of any sort, magic person has. Could be a respite for the big bad to kind of retreat to after a fight or something. It could also be great for like a magnificent mansion or something of that magnitude. Pop, pop. Okay, let's. Okay, I'm trying to find. Open your teeth.
In the Magic Update,
Is it going full screen for you guys when I do this?
Autosave feature. Say goodbye to lost progress. Set your save intervals to 5, 15, 30, or 60 minutes and keep your hard work safe. Name and save your map once and let autosave secure your damn file with a duplicate right next to the original. The magic update
That
is coming
makes it
soon,
just
so stay
super
tuned
easy
for
to
more
watch.
information.
Hope it goes full.
30 or 60 minutes and keep your hard work safe.
It does. I
Name
confirmed on
and
the
save your
stream.
map once and let autosave
I see your
secure
message
down
there.
file
One moment. We'll
with
check it, and if we have time before the end of the stream.
The magic update is coming soon, so stay tuned for more information. In the magic update, we're adding the long-awaited autosave feature. Say goodbye to lost progress. Set your save intervals to 5, 15, 30, or 60 minutes and keep your hard work safe. Name and save your map once and let autosave secure your damn file with a duplicate right next to the original. The magic update is coming soon, so stay tuned for more information.
One last quick teaser
In the magic update,
that has
we've
audio,
unleashed
and
your
then we'll jump
building
back into
potential.
DA.
No longer will your rooms be stuck to the grid. Rotate structures before generating them to create breathtaking designs unleashed from the grid. With the magic update, embrace your creative freedom and build maps like never before. The magic update is coming soon, so stay tuned for more information. In the magic update, we've unleashed your building potential. No longer will your rooms be stuck to the grid. Rotate structures before generating them to create breathtaking designs unleashed from the grid. With the magic update, embrace your creative freedom and build maps like never before. The magic update is coming soon, so stay tuned for more information.
Okay. My audio from my capture card isn't piping through today, so we had to do a quick workaround where I did a window capture of my Discord. It is a little quiet, I'm sorry. Make it louder. But all of these videos I'm sharing are available on our social platforms. They're available on our YouTube in our shorts section. They're available in our Discord in the official content section. So you can check out these videos I just shared at any time. For some reason you weren't able to hear them, or the audio's whatever. We're having audio issues related to the video, so there's not much I can do today. Usually I play audio and video on this side and it pipes through, but it's not working at the moment. I'm going to have to play around with my audio settings post-stream so as to not waste anyone's time. Let's switch over to the last couple maps from the Dam Challenge, and then we'll check out Lethers. So this one here was shared by Paladin Lord, relatively new member of our community, and I just gotta say, his map skills are getting good. This is very clever and interesting. So we have some gravity issues here, or some magic kind of reaching into this realm where stones are lifting up and floating. We've got a dragon, and it looks like undead amassing outside of this city, maybe of some sort. It looks like an abandoned or destroyed city, and the heroes are going to have to step 2 to try and save it. But as you can see here, the ground looks very rough. There's bones. You know, it's just like scorched earth, brimstone, etc. Very immersive, if you will. And it seems like there's some sort of force wall defending this entire room, preventing access. So it's a neat little setup for an immersive bit of combat for some high-level players. One thing I want to point out, and we've had questions about this a lot lately with pillars. It seems the AI is very obsessed with generating lots of pillars if the room is large enough. There's a bit of logic behind that. I mean, if a building is massive, you have a massive roof, right? Excuse me. And if you have a massive roof, you need supports to hold it up. So the AI will, more often than not, fill the space with pillars, thinking, hey, it needs a support. Now, if you're not getting a room generated without pillars, no matter how many times you generate it, remember you can always come into the object brush, select the object eraser, and just quickly get rid of the pillars. That's an example. I just Control Z to undo that. Alternatively, you can click them one at a time and click delete on your keyboard, or click the delete icon. Either way, so if you tap delete on your keyboard, that's a pretty quick way to specifically delete items. But, I mean, the pillars are actually really nice, and they add a level of cover for your players, so something to consider. You know, don't always get rid of pillars. Depending on how big the room is, they feel quite natural in many cases. But yeah, this is like an entire like end game combat scenario. This is probably for high level players, if I had to guess. Wizards for hire, right? No more losing your hard work. And I actually petitioned the devs. They added a 1 minute interval in the most recent patch that I've got now. So there's 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, and 60 minute intervals that you could set it to. So yeah, let us open the last entry. By the way, this one was made using the Skeletal Plains biome. For anyone wondering how you get these neat, like, kind of skeleton, brimstone stuff, the biome is called Skeletal Plains, and the terrain toolset gives you a bunch of really kind of hellscape-ish stuff. You know, here we could add some charred bones or blood and guts. There's some, I'm just a little warning, tryptophobic there. It's really kind of gross biome, but it's designed to really be unsettling. So, the devs and a few of our community members have been testing ways to make that better. The devs have worked out a couple solutions that we have tested and seem to work well. The next update will incorporate some fixes for Steam Workshop. So essentially, you can hoard assets and your load times won't be as negatively affected. Now, keep in mind, if an asset is still massive, like 300 megabytes, it's going to be negatively impacting your DA experience regardless. Because the average DA map is like, 5 megabytes or less. So if you're adding assets that are massive assets and doubling, tripling, quadrupling, 20 times the map size with a single asset, you're going to run into things slowing down eventually, no matter how powerful your computer is. Even I run into issues. And I have 128 gigabytes of RAM and a 4070 Ti running just DA right now. But at one point when I was testing, I had 1,200 assets subscribed to and downloaded. That's a third of the Workshop collection right now. And I could load DA in under a minute from the shortcut on my desktop. So both these patches were done to help members of our community downloading and subscribing to tons of assets running into the issue. And it's an optimization for sure. But you got to remember, assets from the Workshop are like mods for a game. The more mods you run on a game, what happens? It's cool for the game, but it also decreases performance, can cause crashes, right? Think of assets like mods. Some of them are huge, massive mods, and some of them are really compact and fine-tuned mods. You know what I mean? So for right now, treat them like that until the update. But we've also had reports of a few creators in our community who have insanely high upload times for small assets due to the amount of assets they've shared. And that's counterproductive. It's kind of giving them a smack on the hand, punishing them for sharing assets with the community. So people like Asmodeus, Dallas RT, you may know them on the Workshop like that, is essentially punished for sharing hundreds of assets with the Workshop. It takes like a half hour to upload a single asset now because of the way Steam functions within DA. So the devs found a workaround, fixed it, and so it doesn't have to verify every single asset, and it's going to be so much better for uploaders and for downloaders of assets on the Workshop. So yeah, my computer is powerful, but it was also kind of sponsored by a community member who really wanted the stream to have the best experience possible, and they kind of hooked me up and essentially sponsored the stream with some really good hardware. So my old stream computer
essentially it's still just the stream computer. All it does is run the stream software, which it's great at. If it's running DA and the stream software, I'd have to downgrade in quality, downgrade the output. So essentially, this other computer now, its sole job is to run DA on stream, and it does really good at running it. I don't use every mod and every map, but they have to preload before you load Dungeon Alchemist because it's not like a video game. It's a 3D render engine and map building software. So a video game can break up assets and environments into like individual load files, whereas DA has to load everything every time it loads. Does that make sense? It's like one massive thing. So all the assets, all of the floors, all of the everything loads in. Now that being said, we did just update our Unity build to kind of future-proof it and make it so it's like a lot smoother with that in mind. So we just did a massive Unity migration from a build from 2019 to a build in 2022 or 23, something like that. Big upgrade. I'll put it in right now, actually. This is your map, isn't it, Paladin Lord? Thank you for sharing, my friend. We really enjoyed it. I like the use of the skeletal plains biome. Very underrated biome. Not many people use it in our community. Hey, Max Drago, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Damn fam, my friend. Let's update challenge. Joseph, yeah, right now we're live on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Trovo, Kick, Steam, Twitter. We're pretty much live everywhere. So pick your poison, whatever your favorite platform is. If you need a link, I can get you one really quickly, my friend. Stand by. One of my mods, can you help me out? Actually, drop that over there. Thank you so much, Seisu. You read my mind. You were a step ahead of me. You are. You can read my mind. It's almost like you know how to finish my. I was gonna say sandwich. You got it right. It was sandwich. So the correct answer was sandwich. Okay, let's check out the last map. So the theme of the next Damn Challenge, you got 2 weeks to build a map. Think on your theme for the next couple of days over the weekend. Maybe draw out some plans, write down some ideas, and then put your map from paper into Dungeon Alchemist using the word horde as inspiration. Either spelling, horde or horde. This map was a late entry by Swedish Cook, so it didn't qualify, but I still want to share it on the stream. We're going to run a little bit late today, so I hope you don't mind. But our friend Swedish Cook has been getting incredibly good at building assets and sharing them on the workshop. So this custom pier dock / fishing hole thing is all a custom asset. Like, this is brilliant. They made this. This is a bunch of little things put together. There's some serious peer pressure going on here. But these are all custom assets that he made and then
use to build this space. Pretty cool. Curious why you didn't just do it as one big massive asset instead of a bunch of little ones like Lego. I guess this way, really anyone could make something out of this, right? Modular is more customizable. Email, I think we're going to get along great. I just have to check your license for the amount of dad jokes you're saying in a single stream. So in this case, I'm guessing they were able to be implemented here and use the same pieces that you use over here because the modular nature of it. Very cool. Got the spiral stair there. This is brilliant, my friend. A lot of work went into building these custom assets. It's a bummer you didn't make the deadline. Beautiful. So these are all set up with colliders, so they're navigable. You can walk on them. They fit right into Dungeon Alchemist, look really great. Let's go take a look at the pier in first person. Honestly, I'm very proud of you, man, for stepping out of your comfort zone and starting to make these assets. There's a few people in our community who have started to just dive into this functionality of making 3D models and importing them into Dungeon Alchemist and or sharing them on the workshop. And honestly, like, I tip my hat to you for jumping out of your comfort zone and trying something new, and for sharing these brilliant assets with the community. Ah, love it. You even got a little stage using the assets. Quite the tavern. This could be, I mean, you could make an amazing yawning portal with this stuff. Don't you think, Swedish Cook? Hey, I know that door. Hey, Asmodeus, dude, I've been meaning to ask you, did you ever share that hatch? Yeah, I know you've made a yawning portal in the past, so I think another one would be, with these new assets, would be brilliant. Uh-oh, that rug needs to be lifted just a little bit. It's clipping under the board. That's a nice bath. Okay, I didn't know you had done it. Could you send me the link for it so I can check it out? This is very cool. Since the doors won't open with token interaction, we just have to put a person, in the room. Over there. That's some cool art right there. Very cool. I like the style. Clean. Looks like a comfortable inn to go to. Like, dang, I could stay here a while. Here. Very nice symmetrical island bar. Very cool. Central to the whole layout, so there's a lot of room to sit, enjoy yourself. Lots of rooms in the tavern, in the inn, so lots of accommodations, both good and, basic. Ooh. Yeah, man, that's clean. Not gonna lie. Ooh. So the cool thing about this is something I want to point out is anyone in our community can make 3D models and import them into Dungeon Alchemist. So, I mean, I've used Procreate to make and import models. We've had people use Blender. Pretty much any 3D modeling software that can model or sculpt STL files, FBX files, and GLB/GLTF files will be compatible with Dungeon Alchemist. We also have wiki entries on our wiki that can guide you through importing assets and a guide specifically for Blender. So it's a good idea to check it out. But on the wiki, there's an asset importer guide. Under our Steam Workshop tab here is a section that says Open Asset Importer. And when you click this, it'll leave your map. So make sure you save your map before you do this. And then it opens up to this little panel where you can import 3D models. You can import your own custom models. Maybe you've purchased models on, say, like Hero Forge, or like a supported like a Patreon or a Humble Bundle, and have a bunch of 3D models tokens you want to import. You can import them those 3D files. So you can keep them local, or you can share them on the workshop. The last tab says here you can publish them, or you can just keep them. Don't ever publish it. Don't ever hit publish. It'll keep it local. If you publish it, you can share it on the workshop as private, friends only, or public. Give it a little description as well. And what that does is it'll upload to the workshop based on the settings you've given for it, what you've named it, the keywords, what type of object, whether it's a basic object or a token, etc. You can set category for where it'll pop up. So animals is where this will pop up. The colliders for the object, and then finally whether you share it. If you share it, it's best that you own the asset or created it if you're sharing them publicly. If you don't own the rights to the asset, like you didn't actually make it or purchase a license to distribute it, make sure it's a Creative Commons asset and that you properly attribute that Creative Commons creator and link their name and information. Not every Creative Commons asset can be shared, so just make sure you double check that information. That is up to you, the end user, to properly attribute if you plan on sharing it. But there are, almost 4,000 assets on the Steam Workshop that people have shared. I'd say a good third of those are Creative Commons and attributed as such. And we'll probably hit 4,000 assets probably by the end of next week, end of the month if I had to wager. But there's modern assets, apocalypse assets, different cultural assets, more fantasy aesthetics, sci-fi, future, all sorts of stuff that really expands the functionality and map making capability of Dungeon Alchemist. Well, honestly, because it's on the workshop, it's the user who uploads it agrees to not share anything outside of copyright. So it's on the user who shares the asset. They take the responsibility, the risk of doing so. So if you're sharing assets you don't own the rights to, you're putting a target on your back and opening yourself up to litigious stuff. So I wouldn't do that. Make sure you're only sharing assets you've created and own the rights to and are cool with sharing and other people using. Or if it's an asset from a third-party website, make sure you're properly attributing the model and giving them the links for the information for it. So, a lot of models on third-party websites, they say, hey, you can share it as long as you properly credit me, the name of it, and share the links and the Creative Commons license, which, as you can see here, is in this share. Centimar, one of our top sharers, is very good about doing this, properly attributing the creator of the model. Honestly, Asman, check us out. Here, can we drop a link in chat really quick for Steam so he can check it out, maybe wishlist it? We're on Steam. You can check us out there. We also have a Discord where you can ask questions and get support. We do streams several times a week, both here on Twitch. We do 2 streams a week, and we do a Discord stream once a week. And additionally, I'm actually doing a bonus stream this week as a panel during PaizoCon tomorrow night. So, I mean, we're always, live and sharing video of our product, but it is essentially a quick map maker that you can build everything either by hand, or you can use our our custom built AI, which is like a procedural AI, more like a last gen. It's not generative by any means. And our AI was trained 100% in house. None of our AI training was, none of it was scraped from online or anything like that. No maps from users from our community were used. So we train it entirely in house using only the assets we make in house. So the AI is never affiliated with any workshop assets or maps. So it's all above board, ethical approach to developing AI, and we think using it to make maps for D&D and Pathfinder is probably the best way to use AI. I will tell you this. If you are able to sit and wait a little bit, there is a good chance that we'll be in a sale next month. I don't know exactly when, so I can't be like, yeah, just wait till this date. But I've heard a rumor that we're going to be in the Steam Summer Sale. So if your funds are tight and you're like waiting for that moment to pull the trigger, wish list it, and maybe just wait a little bit. But ultimately, we appreciate any and all support, whether it's purchased on sale or not. We're an indie company of less than 10 people, really small, independent business. And so any and all business means the world to us, especially when you tell your friends about Dungeon Alchemist. Word of mouth is essentially our main form of advertising. So if you enjoyed the stream today, make sure you tell your friends about Dungeon Alchemist. Or if you enjoyed what you saw today or you own Dungeon Alchemist, make sure you share the stream with your friends and family so we can get more people into these, into watching these videos and learning about Dungeon Alchemist and using it in their campaigns. I'm on. I mean, you could definitely do something like that to a degree now. What I would probably do is throw the lighting into like a twilight or maybe make it purple, right? So that really gives that aesthetic of like a kind of a mystical forest. And then you could go into the effects. We have magical effects, so there's like fireflies and will-o-wisps. You could add a few of those into your forest, just kind of paint them onto the map. Let's do some fireflies on the other side so you can see what those look like. And that really gives it a mystical, kind of magical feel. Lastly, I would add some mushrooms to really give it kind of a fey feel. So you can go to our nature brushes, and we have giant mushroom brushes, which will have a whole new assortment of mushrooms and brushes when the Feywild biome launches. But for now, you could definitely get in there and paint in some stuff to give a mystical forest. You could go, I mean, this could definitely pass for, something along those lines. The light effects go a long way to really passing off a dreamscape or a twilight scape or, an alternate dimension, something like that. Anyway, welcome to our community, and unfortunately the stream is wrapping up now. We have gone over by about 15-20 minutes, so I need to wrap it up. But I gotta say thank you to everyone that was here today. Again, my name is Mac. I'm the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist, and I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you being here today. Whether you were actively chatting or you're a new member in our community asking questions and learning about Dungeon Alchemist. Maybe you just popped in to check it out because it looked interesting while you're checking stream feeds. I do appreciate all the lurkers today, the longtime supporters as well who have been here just hanging out and, boosting our numbers and hanging out and chatting and getting to know our new members of our community, sharing their expertise, showcasing their work. Hey, Lethris, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to share your map on stream today, but I will check it out offline and message you, okay? I'm sorry about that. Thank you again, everyone, for participating. Our next stream is actually tomorrow night on the PaizoCon TV channel here on Twitch. Can you share, or the Paizo TV channel on Twitch, can you share the event for that really quickly across the various platforms, Seisu? And then our next major stream on our channel will be Monday. It's across all our major stream platforms. It's called Mapmaker Monday. Every Monday, I host a live map making session where you can watch me build and participate in the build, ask questions, share ideas on what the build could be. And essentially, we build a map live for you to watch and learn. It's a very cool way to learn. I'm a visual learner myself, so I enjoy that aspect of it. But right now we're building a round multi-floor wizard tower using only what's stock in DA right now or what you can get off of the Steam Workshop. So meaning you could build this with the tools available to you right now. You don't have to wait for the update to do any of this stuff. By the way, multi-level won't be in the next update, but round buildings, really easy to build round buildings, will be in the next update, so that's why I point that out. But if you're interested in learning how to build maybe a round structure or a multi-floor wizard tower, mage tower, maybe an underground sewer escape hatch, you're going to want to come by the stream Monday and check it out. It starts at 9 a.m. Pacific, that's 12 p.m. Eastern, and I think that's 6 p.m. CET, maybe 8 p.m. GMT, something like that. So mark your calendars. Drop into our Discord, to be honest with you. All the events are there. You can RSVP them. If you're in Discord in our server, it'll give you a reminder, like a little notification when we go live so you don't miss any of the streams. Great way to learn DA, great way to meet our community, great way to learn map making tips and to really like wow your players with immersive next level maps. Anyway, we'll see you next time. I give a damn. Mac out, all right? Oh, hey, Amon, thank you for that follow. I just noticed you followed less than a minute ago. So thank you so much. Welcome to the DAM fam. We say DAM a lot on the stream because when you save a map in Dungeon Alchemist, it's saved as a .dam file. That's our proprietary map file. It stands for Dungeon Alchemist Map. Joseph, thank you for the follow as well. Much appreciated, much appreciated. All right, everyone, we are going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for being here. Again, my name is Mac, the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. We're going to run a quick ad, and we're going to wrap up the stream. Bye, everyone.
You stand before the long, dark road to the fabled realm of Goyak Ta, and before...
What do we see?
I don't know, a goblin.
I kill him!
But before she does, I, Gilliam of Firth, demand to know the goblin's name.
Hi, my name is Woblin.
Where do you live there, Woblin?
I don't think that's relevant.
Well, but I, Gilliam of Firth, demand to seek the goblin's abode.
Clever, find family, kill entire bloodline. I like it.
Seriously, we're doing this? Okay, well, won't be needing that anymore, will I?
Ever get caught by your players with your pants down? Dungeon Alchemist lets you create wonderful maps for any encounter in seconds.
Oh, Woblin, that's a very impressive cheese collection you've got there.
Yeah, it is quite impressive, yes. But you know what's more impressive? This map I have to the
Fabled realm of Goyak Ta. Please take it and leave. Close the door behind you.
Mr. Woblin, I cannot help but notice that you have a secret tunnel underneath your cabinet. Care to explain?
Download Dungeon Alchemist, the AI-powered map maker, on Steam today.
I don't think that's relevant.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate you very, very much. See you later, Dan.
Thank you.